In this video, I want to share two stories. In fact, they are personal incidents of my life with you. If you are someone on a path of healing yourself, listen to these very carefully. So, the first one is from when my grandmother had died. So, my grandmother had died after suffering several months, and at night she was on her deathbed. The body was laying there, and my father, my mother, my aunt, all the family members were sitting beside the bed, beside the dead body. And my father was crying. Of course, he was trying to hold back for a long while, but he couldn't hold back himself. So he started crying. And to that, my mother's first response was, रो क्यों रहे हो? नहीं, रोते नहीं ऐसे. Which translates to, why are you crying? No, no, don't cry like that. We don't cry. Don't cry. This is the first story. Second story. That's only a few days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. I was sitting in my room working on my laptop, and suddenly I hear a voice of shouting. So at my home, in a section of my home, a family lives as tenants, and they have a almost 4-year kid. He's a boy, and for whatever reason, he was screeching as loud as he can. Like, his voice was as loud as he could shout. And my sister was sitting here in this room. So she listening to it, because he kept shouting for a while. So she kept listening to it, and then suddenly she shouted out of irritation कि यार क्यों चिल्ला रहा है ये, मैं थप्पड़ मार दूंगी जाकर के इसको. Which translates to, why is he shouting, yaar? I'm just gonna go slap him. Now, she did not mean she literally is going to slap him, but it was just a metaphor, a way of expressing her frustration at listening the voice shouting. So this is the second story. Now, when the first incident happened, when my mother was trying to console my father, of course, she did not have any ill intention, neither did my sister in the situation of that young boy. So when my mother was trying to console my father, what I did there was, I just shushed her. You don't say anything. Just let him cry. And the 2 3 days ago, when my sister was getting frustrated over that young boy's voice, she went ahead, she went outside, and she shouted to her, not exactly angrily. She just asked, what's happened? Why are you shouting? She was polite in a manner. And when she came back inside the room, I was looking at her in a very peculiar manner. I had this weird look in my eyes. So she asked me, why are you looking at me like that? So at first I smiled. Then she asked again, why are you looking at me like that? So then I told her, you see how the society conditions us from such a young age to repress our feelings, to not express what we are feeling. She was surprised at what I pointed out, and she tried to make her point that, yes, of course, we do that, but there is a healthy way to do it. And that's what I replied, that yes, we are never taught the healthy way to express our emotions, express our feelings. We are just told to repress them. Now I want to talk about why I have this question, rather than, I am not a guru here, right? On this channel, I am just a solopreneur. I have my own journey. I am a seeker. So first of all, whatever I say here, I am allowed to make mistakes. I don't give a fuck if I am wrong, because I'm totally allowed to be wrong. Secondly, I am not a guru. I am a seeker. So as a seeker, I ask this question: why should we not express our feelings? Why are we taught? Why are we conditioned to just repress whatever we feel? And especially with men. Now, if you are a girl, if you are a woman, the society has been relatively kind to you in this particular manner, that women are allowed to cry. And that's why probably that's why the reason women live longer, because they have this system, regulation system active, where they feel overwhelmed, they have certain feelings and emotions, so they let that energy out by crying, by expressing it. On the other hand, men are always taught that men don't cry, men don't do this, men don't do that, men are not allowed to be vulnerable. Now, do you agree that everything in this universe and this existence is energy? And even matter is condensed form of energy. E is equals to mc squared. So we as humans function on energy itself. So whatever I am doing, I am moving my hands, I am blinking my eyes, even the oxidation going inside my body, all that is taking energy, and then of course it is producing energy for my body to live as well. So our entire existence is energy and matter in action, in flow. Our thoughts, our emotions, all those are energy. Now, when nature has given us this complex system of surviving, right? You barely control anything in your body. Do you control your breath? Do you control your heart? Do you control your liver? Do you have conscious control on any of this? Can you stop it? No, right? And similarly, your mind is the most of your mind is also running on an autopilot, the program that nature has given to it. Do you choose to feel happy or sad on a certain event? Let's say you get to eat something new and you like it. So, did you choose to like it? Or it was just a response from your inner self, it came out and you stored that information that yes, I like it? Did you choose for hugs to be comforting, or hugs are comforting on their own and you know that they are comforting? Did you choose for sex to be pleasurable, or it just is, and because it is you keep chasing it? So most of this is running on autopilot, right? Nature has given all these mechanisms to us to sustain this life that we are. And emotions, feelings, thoughts, all of that, literally all of that, are part of existence, part of life, part of those mechanisms. Even crying, even lust, everything, even disgust, shame, everything, it is a part of that complex mechanism that is keeping life going on. So now I have this question: if you, like me and like rest of everyone, has been taught that no, don't cry, or you should not feel anger, you should not feel disgust, you should not feel shame, or you should have been conditioned to feel shame, actually you should feel shame for feeling sad or feeling anger. Why can't we let our system be? There is a very important distinction here I would like to make. There is a difference between feeling and expressing. So, like my sister mentioned, that there is a healthy way of expressing. So, of course, that young boy who was shouting, he should be taught a healthy way to express his emotions. But because he is just a kid right now, we can be a little lenient on him. But what about adults? Why are we taught we should not cry? If by expressing something in a non-harmful manner to yourself and to anyone, you are processing your energy, you are letting the energy to move, you are not doing anything wrong. So in this video, I just wanted to talk about this, that it is okay to feel angry. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to cry. Actually, it is important to cry. If you don't cry, you know what happens? If you don't process the energy, expression is different. So again, first, because society has conditioned us to repress our feelings so much that most of us don't even feel emotions. Our mind develops mechanisms of suppressing emotions on itself, and it does the you have to understand this, that those emotions or that energy, that does not go away. Your mind has very smart way of pushing all those unprocessed energy into your unconscious and your physical body. So you might already know this, that if you have a severe back pain or if you have gut issues, it may be directly related to the amount of stress that you have had over your life, because your mind and body are directly connected. And even if you don't feel something consciously, that does not mean it has just magically vanished. It is there inside your subconscious. And as you start your healing journey, all those stuffed up energy, stuffed up emotions start coming out. So, as a part of your healing journey, whether you have started or you haven't even heard of it, if you are just trying to live your life, forget even the word healing. If you just want to live a natural, balanced, blissful life, stop repressing yourself as life. Let the life be. Let the system process the way it is supposed to. Let the body and the mind do their own work. So if you feel grief, let yourself feel that grief. If you feel sad, let yourself feel sad. Most of us in the current society, what do we do? When the kids get hurt, what's the first thing that we do? We try to distract them. No, nothing happened, nothing happened. See, that's a bird, that's a bird. So from such a young age, we are being taught to run away from the feelings, to distract ourselves from our feelings and emotions. And what are we doing today? Whenever we feel sad, we start scrolling our Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or whatever. Or we start watching porn, masturbation, going out to clubs, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. All these are just ways to not feel those emotions that you don't want to feel, just because they hurt, just because they feel painful. But my urge and my question is, if they are part of your existence, pain and pleasure both are equally part of your existence, then why cling to one and resist the other? So allow yourself to feel that pain. Sit with pain. Don't distract yourself. If you have had a breakup, don't distract yourself by watching porn or going for a rebound or going to clubs and drinking. Of course, I am not denying any of that. Of course, I am not telling all this from the guru's point of view. I have been myself doing all that distraction stuff for years of my life. Honestly, I have been myself an addict, smoking addict. I'm not gonna say what smoking what addict, but yes. So for a very long time, when I had been running for a very long time from myself, from feeling those emotions, but it does not result in anything good. Those emotions do not magically go away. So if you want to heal yourself, if you want to live happily, if you want to live whole, if you want to live fully, then allow yourself to experience the full spectrum of life, and that includes all emotions and thoughts. You don't have to act on them. Again, expression is very different than feeling. So just sit with it, feel with it. If you are feeling very angry, it's okay. You are allowed to feel angry. If you are getting very weird thoughts and you are getting restless, you are feeling anxious and you just can't control yourself, you have to act. That's okay. You still have the ability to sit with all that. If you're feeling very sad, if you are just breaking down, you cannot hold back your tears. And actually, that's a good thing if you cannot hold back your tears, because most of us can't even cry. I couldn't cry for years of my life, for decades. I'm not that old, but again, I as a man have been conditioned to not express, right? So I was not able to cry for years. But if you feel sad and if you want to cry, cry. If you want to go out for a walk, go out for a walk. If you don't want to talk to someone, if you don't want to share your feelings, that's okay. If you want to share your feelings, that's also okay. Let yourself be. Your body knows what it is doing. So keep that difference between expression and feeling. Feel everything, but express it in a healthy way, accordingly, without hurting anyone. So yeah, if you are going through anything sad, if your loved one has died, if you have lost a job, if you have gone through a breakup, if your heart has been broken, I can understand that. I seriously can understand that. And believe me, it feels like, I also know that when we try to process all that, it feels like it's never ending. But imagine the amount of pain and amount of unprocessed energy that you have stored inside yourself, inside your back, inside your gut, inside your unconscious mind, for literally the most of your life. So if you have suppressed your emotions for whatever age you are for so many years, then of course it is going to take some time, not in weeks, not in months, it may take years as well. But are you going to keep doing that? Are you going to keep repeating the cycle of suppressing your emotions, or are you going to start living fully? So start feeling and start expressing in a healthy way. It's okay to cry. And if you have watched that movie Inside Out, you'll know that joy can only exist with sadness, along sadness. Neither of them can exist independently without the other. Joy only makes sense if you also experience sadness. So that's it for this video. It went for much more longer than I had expected, but I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.